Dissidia has been produced by the Kingdom Hearts team, which itself is quite action-based. When Kingdom Hearts II was completed, we had the opinion that we should make a 3D action fighter to mark Final Fantasy's 20-year anniversary. The Versus mode is going down very well in Japan. The idea of taking a character you've leveled up and using him to battle against another player is quite successful. You can also create blueprints of your character and exchange them as friend cards, which brings about a real community feeling. This has turned out to be very popular. Japan is not a very car-orientated society, so there are lots of places where the students can get together, such as fast food shops, where multiplayer games are really popular. But in the West, there is the issue of distance between players. However, Dissidia has been created mainly for solo play rather than multiplayer.
Final Fantasy XIII is meant to be for single players, but we're going to release Final Fantasy XIII on the PSP, and this game is where multiplayer plays a big part. We have a different concept for each title we develop, and if any title seems suitable for multiplayer modes, obviously we would like to make it available. We're not quite sure if that's the direction we're going to be taking for a long time to come, but when Advent Children was released, it caused a big sensation, and it's going to continue to give an impact on the Final Fantasies that we release in the future. It depends on the concept each game has or stands on. In the case of Final Fantasy XIII, we had this idea of creating a really big universe so that we can continue to produce other games that share the same concept. But it's not always going to be the case. For example, Final Fantasy VII featured a very attractive character, so obviously we were able to create sequels around him. As opposed to that, in Final Fantasy XIII, the character herself doesn't have that same capacity. But the universe is very attractive, so that we're in a position to create related games. Yes, it is possible. I was very surprised to hear the news. I'm very fond of games like Tomb Raider, so it is a positive reaction. I was quite surprised when Square originally merged with Enix, who are responsible for Dragon Quest. The way that RPGs are made in Japan is very different from Western companies like Eidos. At the moment, the cost for developing games is getting higher and higher, so we're hoping to share some information and skills on how to keep the costs low.
In my personal opinion, more than anything else, each creator's characteristics and what they stand for tends to be expressed directly in the games they create. So the basic thing is that the creativity of each maker is expressed and embodied in each of the games they work on. But then, at the same time, we are aware of the global market. As for the future, I'm not sure.